the fact that you can spread a defense out, go up tempo with 11 personnel, and let Josh Allen, your freakish unicorn athletic quarterback, run, how good and successful it can be for an offense.
Did you see my quote tweet?
Yes, I
How
was very
could you
brave.
be so controversial yet so brave?
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast, brought to you by Connors and Ferris.
All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus Podcast, presented by Connors and Ferris. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. The Bills winning this one over the Bucs, 24-18. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We got notes here, people.
And also make sure to check us out on all of your different audio devices where you get your podcasts. Spotify,
Apple, Stitcher,
iHeart.
All
the things the host is supposed to do.
Yeah.
I was excited. I wanted to actually talk about
I know.
the game.
Dan was pushing you to like, comment, subscribe, but he's ready to go.
I know.
Let's go.
All right.
Hey,
Dan, sound off.
You're about to get Danny positive vibes here.
It's a Ken Dorsey pod.
Wait, it's Dan's birthday.
That's right.
Happy birthday, Dan.
You're about to get positive vibes Danny here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, I thought it was really cool that Ken Dorsey decided to be like, for Halloween coming up, be Brian Dable. It was awesome.
The way you can pivot,
It was awesome.
Pivot so hard.
I tweeted it out. It was sarcastic, but the fact that you can spread a defense out, go up tempo with 11 personnel, and let Josh Allen, your freakish unicorn athletic quarterback, run, how good and successful it can be for an offense.
Did you see my quote tweet?
Yes, I
How
was very
could you
brave.
be so controversial yet so brave?
Yeah, they did do a lot of those things. It was also, to use a Josh Allen favorite word, execution.
Yes.
He did it. When the guy was open, the ball came out of his hands, and they
Pace.
continued to do that, and he used the Tom Brady method of offense. Who's your favorite receiver? Who's ever open.
Yeah.
And that's what he did in this one.
Sharing the ball.
There were a lot of all-pro offensive coordinators at home that felt very vindicated today because these were things that we screamed for. Go up tempo. Let Josh run again. He did all those things, and this offense looked like the offense of old. This looked like what we've been wanting to see, especially this season. This looked even, in my opinion, better than Miami. It looked better to me. To me, this is who the Bills are. This is what they should do on a consistent basis.
You didn't like what they did against Miami?
It was easy, but this was not even methodical. It was
efficient.
It was efficient. It was. I'm watching it and I can see the Bucs defenders gasping for air.
Yeah.
Like it was.
Yeah, that was
It
huge.
was body blows that was going to cause damage over time.
Yeah, you were wearing them
And I was
down.
talking about Mitch Morse. When you go up tempo, and Diggs talked about it this week, you can dictate what the defense does. They can't blitz. They can't do their exotic things.
Dan is in up-tempo mode.
I was
right
to
now.
say, how much
loved
sugar
it.
did you have today?
I loved it.
I will say, for this offense, it also looked like they were having fun again. And we joke so much about, are the Bills are they not enjoying themselves, all this stuff. But when you're winning and you're scoring touchdowns, that is fun. Josh Allen talked about this week leading into it, execution leads to energy.
Yep.
And you saw that. And Sean McDermott talked about this postgame. There were some easy plays also, which he said, some in weeks past, sometimes every play was an adventure.
Because they listen to the pod.
Yes.
They follow the
But
Buffalo
we
Bills
didn't say that. And look, I got to say this. This team was struggling for different reasons, and I believed, and you guys too, that a lot of it was in the play calling and the execution of the game plan. Dan and I and Jenna were talking about, I think it was, did you say it was Dan Orlovsky that was talking about your play callers and then your game callers.
Yeah,
I thought
how to call a game.
I thought Ken Dorsey was a game caller in this one. I thought he did an excellent job.
One bad call.
Yeah, the shotgun at the goal line.
Yeah.
Again.
Didn't love that.
Send that play to the moon.
Yeah.
But, as you said,
Po Buddy's perfect.
yes, exactly.
No, but at the same time with that, I don't see. Now, look, that's going to come up in when you need that touchdown on that play. They got around it. I don't understand. You got Latavius Murray. You have him standing still in the backfield as opposed to moving towards the line if you put Josh under center. I don't get what they think they're getting there. It's hard to stop Murray. I think in those plays, the Bills stop Murray on those plays.
I agree.
Get rid of the play. Get Josh under center.
That was the blemish.
Yeah.
you could talk of today in terms of the play calling, but
Yeah.
still, I thought it was nice to see Josh Allen also be Josh Allen. A scary moment though during the game. Josh goes to the medical tent. Obviously, everyone's holding their breath. We saw what you tweeted, but we're like, holy crap, Josh Allen's.
You can say it. We're okay.
Holy shit, Josh
You're
Allen's
amongst
at the
friends.
medical
Well,
tent.
it's so funny. The tent pops up, and all of a sudden you see Josh as the blue tent comes over, and it's like, why is he going in there? Like, what?
Because he just ran in the end zone for a touchdown.
Right.
Yeah.
And I tweeted out as well, him coming off that field after that touchdown, nodding his head just like calmly, like it's that Mark Jackson,
still
mama,
got
there
it.
goes that man. Like,
But
Yeah.
then you
he's
said every time he shook hands or did something else.
afterwards. So
Yeah.
he went to the blue medical tent. All of a sudden, it was like, and he was in there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're kind of
Kyle
sitting
Allen warming
Yeah.
up on the
there. Yeah,
sidelines.
it's like go, and Josh comes out, and Josh did a lot of this today. He was doing a lot of this, and then when he threw the touchdown pass to Kincaid, look, Josh is, the only time he's missed was the rookie year. It was the UCL.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is as tough as they come as a
Yep.
quarterback. And I know he said that this is a pain tolerance thing. Man, is he playing through some pain.
Yeah.
Now, because when he threw the touchdown pass to Kincaid and he's high-fiving everybody off the field, he has the ball for Kincaid so that he doesn't lose the ball, but it's left-handed high fives to everybody. And he is favoring it. It'll be nice to get some time off.
Yeah.
But he did say
Mini bye,
he was slightly concerned going into the medical tent.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. Of course he was.
Yeah.
He talked that, it is a scary situation, but that pain management, Sean McDermott saying Allen is a warrior, but that is something that
Don't love.
you don't love going forward.
Now, what he did tonight, too, when he ran, and he ran very effectively, was he slid.
How about that?
So
Tell them what Sean McDermott
So I
said.
asked
Amazing.
Sean McDermott about, you referenced Josh sliding. I said, do you have to keep telling him that? And he said, he knows. And basically, like, I'm done telling him.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's going to be it with Sean. He sort of paused and owned it, right?
Yep.
And then he kept going. He's like, because he knows he's got to do that.
So if he runs, there's nothing else I can say besides
Getting out a baseball bat and hitting him in the helmet with it.
Truly, I felt like you were, when you would go to a friend's house growing up and their dad would say something and then laugh, you're like, wait, are you kidding?
joking?
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
So he says, other than me hitting him in the head with a baseball bat, and then I just said, well, wouldn't that defeat the purpose of him sliding? And he laughed. Everybody, so I got a good joke in there.
We had a chuckle.
Joke in the media
He'll get a
room.
credit.
Yes.
He'll get a credit.
Yeah, he'll get credit.
He'll get a credit. Okay, let's talk about Kincaid, though. Dalton Kincaid, obviously Dawson Knox, so he was moved to the IR. Dalton Kincaid was the only tight end out there. He had a nice week against the Patriots last week, but tonight, first career touchdown, 5 catches, 65 yards, building off of a nice week and getting in the end zone as well. What did you see from him? Because we talked about it, RIP 11 personnel, but
I think he just is a smooth player. He's not dynamic.
Nope.
He is not. You don't
that
watch
touch,
him.
that catch though, the toe
Oh, that
tapper.
play was great.
Yeah.
That was a
That
great
was-
catch,
yeah.
feet inbound. I'm talking about you don't see it in his speed. Look, he's been compared to Kelsey because Kelsey is the ultimate that you would want in that kind of tight end. He does play the game like him. He finds his spots. He moves with an ease. He doesn't look rattled when he's running routes. He doesn't look like the defense is like he knows where he's going. He's going to get there. He's not burning by people with speed. I think he's a really talented guy, and now they're finding ways to get him the ball. And I think Josh has always had a trust in him, but now he's become not just a guy I can throw it to. He's becoming a weapon for them.
Well, before you talk, I just want to jump in. McDermott talked about his demeanor and how he doesn't seem like a rookie and all these things. And the fact that he is so calm. And both with that, it's not that he gets, he's not just going through the drills of practice. He actually is just a more level-headed type of guy. And I think you're kind of seeing that on the field of him having that composure in some moments because, he's a rookie, but he's played very well, Dan.
what have we always asked for out of option number 2?
5 catches, 70 yards.
Today he was 5 catches for 58 yards,
Yeah.
something like that. Still good enough to hit my bet for the Uncle Dan bet. Kahlil Shakir also
Unbelievable tweet also.
cashed it in the first drive. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, he does. It looks like he's carving, like they're figuring out how to use him.
Yeah.
Again, and that was McDermott a few weeks ago saying, hey, like, we're getting to week 6 and 7 of the season. We got to know what these guys do. Something seemed to flip in New England. I was a little bit worried that it was going to be just a blip on the radar. And the fact that we saw
fair.
more guys get involved was just a really positive sign. And it wasn't just one guy.
No.
Like,
Very interesting how they got the ball to Gabe Davis quickly. That's not the normal with Gabe.
Yeah.
Normally it's downfield. They got the ball to Gabe Davis, got him going. You know, I'll make that. It's a basketball analogy. I don't care what kind of score you have. If you're spreading the ball around and everybody's getting a piece of it,
contagious.
You are harder to guard. Everybody feels tied into the game in that case. So I thought that was good. But Jenna, the other guy who got so involved is a guy who has not gotten those opportunities.
Kahlil Shakir.
Yeah, and he was great.
It was nice to see that. So he led the league, led the league. Bill switch.
Right now he does, because this is the first game of the weekend.
That's right.
So there you go.
That's true.
You're ahead.
But he led the team in terms of receiving yards. He just looked smooth out there. And we were saying, Kahlil Shakir. It was the Kahlil Shakir game. It's just nice to see another option. The Bills had other players that stepped up. Obviously, we know what Diggs is, but to see a guy like Kahlil Shakir, and even McDermott talked about it. He's not the fastest. He's not the biggest. He's not the strongest, but he was able to run his routes. He was open. Josh gave him the ball, and it just opened up so much.
It was just great because, that McDermott loves a guy like this.
Oh, yeah. What are you talking about it?
The only thing he wishes Kahlil wrestled. That's the only thing that it was, because he's like, he's not the biggest, not the fastest, he's not the strongest, and you're like, so what is he? And you're like, he's just a football player. That's what it was.
Not just a guy.
Not just a guy.
Yeah.
And that's what, again, we were driving up here to this game very concerned about what we would see. And give Dorsey the credit. For
I
going
thought
back.
you were gonna.
No, because I thought I was going to say the previous OC, a friend of the program. But the fact of making the concerted effort. And we asked Gabe Davis in the locker room, whose decision was it to go up tempo? And he said it was a collective agreement, that they all talked about it and that's something they wanted to do. That's something that Dable used to do. It used to be pretty much an open door policy. They would come up with a play, they would install it, they'd try it. It was fun today.
Yeah.
The offense was fun.
Yeah.
I even loved the shuffle pass to Dalton Kincaid before the really bad shotgun draw play. There was, how about Gabe Davis on a crossing route? I didn't know they were allowed to do those.
We talked about that on the car.
The Bills are
We
allowed.
checked with the league.
Yeah,
Yes,
they are allowed.
I'm sitting there. You just kind of, from being down on the field, you just saw Bucs players being like, what's going on? They were confused. The Bills were in the rhythm. They were the ones dictating it. And that was something that Josh said this week. We have to find out what our strengths are and let defenses handle us. Not going, well, the defense does this well, so we're going to try and do this the opposite way. No, be the damn Buffalo Bills and the offense that we have seen for the last 3 years and come out swinging. And they did.
And
you see,
Danny positive vibes, baby.
But you see how well it works too, and you're like, why don't you just stick with this? Why do you do that?
Jenna, I tweeted out 12 personnel
RIP.
Yeah.
Is it done?
It's done. It's done.
Well, first of all, Knox is going to be out at least a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to find a way to get another. I mean, you would want another tight end on the roster.
Yeah.
At some point, they're
That
going to have to
seems
do
nice.
that at least for these few weeks. But can you run some 12 personnel? Yes. But that can't be their main offense. Not when you see this.
This goes back to when it was let Josh cook and let Josh be Josh and all of these things. And there were signs in the stands saying let Josh be Josh. This wasn't
that was
just
my key to the game.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, go be Josh Allen.
Way to go, Orlovsky.
But it wasn't even just the 11 personnel.
Should I get my sport coat and hoodie
That's
out?
it.
Because it was like 10 and a half personnel.
You okay over
I'm
there?
just putting on my shoes, sorry.
I didn't know the shoes came off.
Yeah, sorry.
But it was like 10 and a half personnel because even Gabe Davis is like, Kincaid's not really a tight end.
Yeah.
He's a wide receiver. So
Yeah.
Even McDermott was like, he's a receiver.
You called him right. He wasn't even trying to make the joke.
Josh in 4 wide sets, that's Josh.
Yeah.
And again, you bring in Josh, you pay Josh, you draft Josh, you do all these things that make Josh special. Don't try and make him somebody that he's not. Don't try and make him, and even just the energy. Even he runs for the second play of the game. It's a designed quarterback draw.
Right.
We loved
Holy
it.
cow.
Jenna and I are up in the press box, and the Bills drive down, and they kick a field goal. Oh, she was. She was all over the buffet. She was just killing it.
If you're not first, you're last.
And they kicked the field goal, and I'm like, oh my God, we're so excited about a field goal on the drive.
17 points
But
in
it
the
was
first
a-
half.
it was a
In this
really-
economy.
It was a nice drive. They went down the field, then it stalled on them. But then from that point on, I thought they were, other than look, that throw for Josh when he's got
That-
Winfield in his face. That was just
That
dumb.
was bad.
And that defender is right in your face.
That
It's
was bad.
deflected For the
Right out of the blue
interception.
tent.
That was
Yeah.
not
Yep.
complimentary
And then that ends
football.
up happening.
Yeah.
But beyond that, his decision making, you've talked about this before. Completion percentage, what do they say, is a decision making stat. I mean, I even love the play, the quick little swing pass to Murray.
Yep.
And he gets him going.
Also, going no huddle allows the defense to pretty much have to show their hand first.
Yeah.
And that was the reason we want to get 12 personnel so that we dictate. No, if you go up tempo, they pretty much have to stay in base. And they talked about Mitch Morris said they
can't substitute
They
because the
can't
Bills aren't
substitute and they can't do exotic blitzes. And he's like, that's a really good defensive team. They have fast linebackers, all those things. They took away the strengths of that defense, and it was just so great. And also, let Josh have a little bit of that backyard football. You saw him check at the line. You saw him make calls because you could see what the defense was going to do.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense, and then you do it, and it's like, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's not just saying it. It really does.
Yeah. One quick thing, Jenna, before you go to the next point. We asked Mitch Morris. I asked him, what's it like for you in the up-tempo? I think, was he kidding when he said we had a few extra IVs
No, I don't
on
think
the
he was kidding.
offensive line? Because we knew they were going to be moving.
It's like,
And
you just suck it up.
It is different for them. He's like, we used to do this a
We
long
used to
time
do it.
ago.
Protection was
he
good,
goes,
though.
We used to do it. We were like
All the time.
God. You're like, that other guy used to do it all the time, but when we were
Yes.
really good.
Yes. So he is somehow created after a Ken Dorsey excellent game.
Well, I said,
about the
I
last
said
guy.
Brian Dable crossed out. Ken Dorsey's calling a hell of a game.
I did see that. The let's talk about the J.R. Smith Taylor Swift controversy.
Yes.
So, well, you don't even probably know what this
no,
is.
I saw tweets.
He
but
called an audible. When I read the tweets that said
Taylor Swift.
I'm listening to it, and I think I'm hearing Taylor Swift. And then they said, no, it's J.R. Smith. No one asked him about it, did they?
No,
No.
he confirmed that it was JR
Yeah.
Oh, when?
During his press conference. I thought I saw somebody say the tweet that was confirmed it's JR.
I guess I did not.
So
hear
J.R.
that.
Smith, who the former NBA player, also high-end golfer,
Golfer.
Yes.
played college golf. How they ended up with a J.R. Smith?
They had a LeBron James call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before.
Well, yeah, LeBron. The J.R. was the one who didn't know how much time was left
Yeah.
on the clock.
Yeah.
And that, so maybe that's what it was. But I thought it was Taylor Swift.
I prefer that it wasn't.
Yeah, that's the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Let
let them do
That's
that.
fine.
Okay.
I got 2 more points left. I don't know if they're on your
Oh, he's
paper.
still going. Go ahead.
No,
Well, don't go
transition-
for
We
it.
still got some stuff.
Defense was outstanding.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Before we go to the defense, I want to talk about James Cook.
Okay.
Did you see what they were talking
Yes.
about? Okay, explain.
No, he was just pissed that he had to come out twice.
Yeah.
And I don't think James Cook likes shotgun handoffs either because he's really pissed. Yeah, it just again, today was a prime example, and I tweeted it out, the fact of the running game today was just a 20-second break for the wide receivers and Josh Allen.
Yeah, but they ran it effectively.
They
Cook
ran it.
for
They
almost
ran
5 yards a carry.
They ran
again.
it okay. They ran it
But
okay.
When they ran the ball, it was good, and they need.
It was okay.
It was I would
It
say
wasn't
it's
a
okay.
dominant part of the game, but at least when they were handing the ball off, they were getting.
Except shotgun from the one.
So stupid. So
Yeah,
stupid.
that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, it was fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was fine. Okay, we'll go to the defense then.
Should we do the bigger talking point? That Kyrie Elam's probably played his last snap for
Yeah.
the Buffalo
Yeah,
Bills.
look, I mean, they don't even hide it anymore. Sean was like, we're going to play the guys to help us
so
win.
That was,
It's Josh Norman.
dude, that was. Sean has been asked a lot about Kyrie Elam this season. Why has he not been there? And he said he's learning and he's doing all the right things. And players have complimented him, saying he's the first and last in. Apparently, everybody is the first and last in. There's a
Well,
lot
I'm
of
gonna
last
put it
people.
This way. He was not the
I'm the
first
last
out.
in.
Yeah, no, today he was in. He was in there. He
And
was not
Sean pretty
playing.
much said, we're going with the guys that give us the best chance to win. And that's a 35-year-old that was on the street a month ago.
That hasn't been relative in 5 years.
Nope. That is
relevant.
Yeah.
Relative.
It's 1 a.m.
This hasn't been relevant.
Relative.
That to me is again, and for people saying, "Oh, like you
Not
should trade
high.
him," you don't think that you don't think they've tried?
I think
I
think there's a chance he's part of a deal, and they just move him
I
along.
think he has to be a piece in a big deal.
It is, but I'm saying somebody's got to take that because he's going to get paid his salary, and his salary as a first-round pick is a little bit higher. So sometimes it's for another sort of bad salary, but maybe at a different position, maybe a tight end, maybe somebody on the D line, something like that. Look, good teams, when you make a mistake, you can't sit there and live with it.
Yep.
Certainly, you cannot play the guy. You can't
no.
play him. They tried playing him once. It was a disaster in the Jacksonville game.
Yep.
So whatever the reason is, doesn't mean this guy won't go to another team and be an effective player. It ain't happening here. They don't have any faith in him. He's not going to get on the field.
They got to move on.
They
They got to figure it out because it is an indictment though on that draft pick, especially considering the Bills moved up to go get him.
Yeah.
Not good.
The defense in general. I was telling this to friends earlier this week. I don't let me preface this. I don't know what DVOA means. Okay, I don't understand really what it is. I know the Bills for the first 5 weeks defensively were very good. The last 3 weeks they've been very bad. Shocker, losing all pro players on your defensive side, your defense gets worse.
Yeah.
I did have this, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I said I still believe that this Bills defense can be a top 10 defense statistically at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I still have enough faith that there still is Jordan Poyer. There still is Micah Hyde. There still is Ed Oliver. They're still dudes.
Yeah.
And honestly, Terrell Bernard is a dude.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, he
they
is.
still, and I believe in Sean McDermott's scheme is good enough that you can put guys in, and once they get into the system and the scheme, it'll be good enough.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I thought this was encouraging. Jordan Poyer also looked
Flying
like
all over
Way
the place.
better.
he
Yep.
looked so much
He was
better.
fired up coming off the field.
He
Benford
was.
looked good again.
Yeah.
And look, until the end, Mike Evans was a non-factor
Yeah.
in this
Very
game.
true.
And then the ball off of the helmet for the touchdown.
Weird.
Yeah.
So that's the
Unlucky.
thing. The first touchdown drive, it's a short field, change of possession, touchdown, it's 10-10 game. I don't put any of, like, how much are you going to blame that on the defense?
Yeah.
The last one is a 97 play drive, not yard drive. It was 97 plays,
Yeah.
4 BS flags on the play.
Well, the Jordan Phillips grabbed the face
Face
mask.
mask.
But I asked Taran Johnson about the defensive illegal contact.
He said
The
he said
wide
that-
receiver comes into him short of the 5 yards, and then they sort of ride together for like 4 yards. He's like, what am I supposed to do there? And he, I'm not trying to get the guy fined, so he just went like, what did he say, Danny? He was like, I don't know.
What he goes, I feel like I did that play a lot today and
Yeah.
didn't get the flag.
Yeah.
And then on a fourth down, all of a sudden the
That
flag
was
comes out.
huge. And then they get the deflected pass, the
Yeah.
ball up in the air. So there were a lot of things. But can we be done with passes to the end zone to win or lose the game, even though it was a Hail Mary?
We were coming down the stairs to go to the tunnel, and we're like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
It's
Jeremy
stressful.
Fowler of ESPN's next to me as Vaughn jumps off sides, trying to get a jump. It gives him 5 more yards. Baker's got a strong enough arm that he's going to probably get it to the end zone. That play happens. The ball leaves the hand. And I can hear Jeremy Fowler over here going, oh, that's got a chance.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a tee shot in golf going like, that could be like pin hunting.
Yeah.
Like on a par 3, like this has got a chance. Apparently nobody saw it
Yeah.
in the end zone.
Dropped,
But it
yeah.
landed on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, Taran said that they were pretty much just boxing guys out.
Yeah.
But it was a valid chance. My point is that I really think this defense stepped up. I know it's the Bucs. I know it's Baker Mayfield. I get all of that. But for how poorly they played against the Patriots, and I think there was like, holy cow, Mac Jones has that drive. And,
Yeah.
and all those bad things. This was a bounce back performance. I know it's the Bucs. I get it. But still, to have this performance, you have a weird drive that takes up, 12 minutes?
Yeah.
Of the
It's a
fourth
long
of the fourth
drive.
quarter, and the short field goal. I just thought they looked like a Bills defense that I've become accustomed to. And this Bills defense over the last few years isn't strangers to playing without stars.
This is a lot at the same time.
I understand, but they still have dudes. I think that's what I'm trying to get
No.
at.
I think the best thing about today was, though, the fact that you saw the level of play which they could play at with
Yep.
some of those guys in the lineup,
Yeah.
and the fact that you saw Von Miller kind of take a step forward today.
Yeah, I was watching him a lot, and it's definitely not Von Miller yet, but he got a decent amount of snaps. We'll have to see the total number, and he was semi-impactful. He is still a step short and all those things, but much different than what we'd seen him in the 2 games and 6 snaps that he had in the other game. That's encouraging.
Well, you
He
saw
was
his
encouraged.
presence.
In the locker room. He was
Yeah.
encouraged by
What
what
a
he did.
fit.
I think that will be, yeah. He's got
I didn't
the
see
hat
it.
and the,
What was
He
it?
was a full-on cowboy.
oh, yeah.
He says
Full on.
howdy. He's from Texas.
So did Ed
by the way,
Oliver.
Ed Oliver.
Wait, I love Ed Oliver today. We weren't sure if he was going to play.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was good.
I thought he was
Balled out.
good today. I thought his contractor, like,
He
the
walks
Bills bet on
by.
him.
He
and-
walks by.
Vaughn. And he's like,
Howdy,
partner. He can get away with
that's
that.
good.
Vaughn's got
He's
the
also
boots,
Texas
the
guy.
Oh, he's got the
snakeskin
whole
boots.
thing.
He then puts on these boot straps that are to prevent like snake bites
Yeah.
because of all the snakes in Orchard Park. It was awesome.
Let me tell you something. That outfit costs more than your car.
Oh, my house.
Yeah.
My house. He's like a cowboy. He's got his shirt tucked into his jeans, and then he puts on 2 massive diamond necklaces, and you're like,
Well,
I don't
yeah,
think-
when you
I
add
don't
in the
think-
diamond
he
necklaces,
goes,
okay.
I was like, I don't think a whole lot of ranchers have that, but Vaughn's one of a kind as always.
He's
but
not going to get bitten by a snake tonight.
Nope.
If he's
That's-
wearing those
yeah.
boots.
That's
so good.
encouraging.
Howdy, partner.
Jenna,
Just
you want to talk about your favorite thing from? It was one of my favorite things from the game too. Halftime.
What about halftime?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. We wrote down frisbee dogs.
Oh,
not high.
love
Not high.
love frisbee dogs.
I love it. The whole crowd was going crazy. People were standing up
I told
cheering for
Jenna,
the dog. It was
when
great.
I was a kid going to games in Philly,
Philly.
they would. That was like the cheap because they were a cheap organization.
Philly.
It was the cheap halftime show. The guy would throw frisbees and
Honestly,
the
I
dog would go
love
get it, and people would cheer. It's awesome. You were in there probably cutting video
Yeah.
at halftime. It's fantastic.
Better than Red Panda?
I don't know. What
different.
that is.
Different. I
You
like
know
the
who Red
dogs.
Panda is?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the ones that do the.
No, the unicycle, and she
yeah,
throws
yeah,
the
that's
balls at her head.
Yeah, better than that. The dog was awesome. That dog could track it all the way down the field. It's fantastic. People are cheering. It was awesome.
It was cool.
They should bring that back.
They should. I
Yeah.
think they will.
Yeah.
I feel like they've seen that before.
Anything
Well, the
else?
last thing's the trade deadline.
Well,
And I know
no, we have
it's-
2 more.
Oh,
Hardy.
by the way, in case anybody wants to know, these are my notes.
Yeah.
Jenna's trying to
Trying
read them.
freaking- Hardy
Oh, I said
returned.
about Hardy had good returns, and they got a couple of penalties
Yeah.
that killed
Yeah.
him.
And then Sam
But-
Martin.
Oh, Sam Martin was awesome.
He
too.
was.
Punters
he
are
was a
football
weapon.
players too.
He
Yeah.
was a weapon in
Yeah.
the game.
And then trade deadline
Well,
on
only,
Tuesday.
like, what would they be doing? I mean, I think they'll look for help on defense.
Defensive line.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, everybody thinks about an offensive guy. I don't think they're going to do that. They may even make a small deal for a tight end.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe not, since
That's fair.
Knox is out for the 4 weeks. You can find somebody maybe off a practice squad. But
Hopefully Quentin Morris is coming back.
yeah, but I think they need probably some defensive tackle help, and you're always looking for a corner
Yeah.
if that's possible, especially with
do they think?
Elon.
Do you think they go big at all?
No.
No, I don't think so now. I don't think so now. I think they found what they think they found in the offense. I think they're going to pivot on what they do. And since Dorsey's now gone for
Why are you
coordinator
laughing?
of the year,
Honestly, I guess I just wanted to make this full circle. It was like for how bad it was in like Happy Gilmore when they're like, find your happy place. And they just went and they go up tempo and they go Josh running and doing all these things. It was chef's kiss.
yeah.
It was fun. It was
Yep.
fun.
It was
football.
fun. My story at the 5 o'clock newscast was how this wasn't fun. How none of this was fun. We're sitting here now, 7 hours later, because now it's 1 a.m. The fact that this was fun. And Mitch Morse talked about whether it's the chicken or the egg. And
Yeah.
he said that, they talked about execution breeding energy. And he goes, so do you got to execute first or can you bring the energy first? Gabe said you have to execute first. We asked Gabe about it. And he's like, if you can execute, like, why would you be excited in the sidelines? Sometimes you got to fake it.
Well, that part, I do think that, I think that part is you have to come with the energy to start the game. It's the
Yeah.
beginning of the game. But it can quickly turn if things
Yeah.
go bad. And then you need those guys to pick you up. You've seen it be Diggs on the sideline. You guys have seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to pump
Or
up
Josh.
guys.
Yeah.
Diggs giving a pregame speech.
Yeah.
Yes.
McDermott
We
talked
probably
about
should
it,
have
yeah.
talked about that earlier. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Sean said they played with an attitude today because a lot of people were wondering, like, what was so different about this week? It just seemed like a different team. And Sean said Stephon Diggs had some words for the team. He wanted to step up, say some words to the team today. We asked Sean to repeat those words.
Didn't repeat them.
Didn't repeat them.
He would not go into it.
Yeah.
Psych.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked.
Sean's never heard those words.
Josh Allen did talk about the team now 5-3.
Yeah.
Where they're at right now. They have a mini bye before facing off against the Bengals
And
on
he can
Sunday Night
rest that
Football.
shoulder a little bit.
He can rest
I-
the shoulder, but he did
that's-
say everything they want
Yeah.
is still in front of them.
For how, again, I like that Josh has explained it as pain management because he threw a ball in the fourth quarter that like sizzled to Gabe Davis. Like it was like one of those throws where I was like, shoulder doesn't hurt that bad because he just let one go. Now, what he got shot up with at halftime or in the blue medical tent's another thing, but he looked, again, I didn't notice anything arm-wise, maybe besides not wanting to run a couple times towards the end where I thought there was an opportunity, but for the most part, I thought Josh, again, threw the ball really well, over 300 yards.
But Jenna, when he says he was worried,
don't
makes you feel a little like, okay.
That is concerning.
But he'll be all right. And Dan, once again, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Man, you guys are getting old.
On that note. Okay, please be sure to like,
Danny
comment,
positive
and
vibes.
subscribe to the podcast for Mike.
Dable was in like Dorsey's ear.
Can you imagine, like,
Hey,
phone a friend?
Dable, I love Dable, but you better worry about that Giants offense than worry about this offense.
That's a difference.
They stink.
They do.
What about the 49ers? I'll just lob one up to you. Also, good energy. Spencer Brown was crowning everybody.
Really?
After good plays. He was crowning people.
I like
think
that.
that's what it was.
They had energy.
We'll ask him about it.
Just about everybody's gone.
Shocking.
Just
Buffalo Plus owns this joint. How
it.
about that?
Yeah.
They're all gone.
For Mike and
like,
Dan,
comment, subscribe.
check out the Buffalo Plus store. If
You keep talking. She's just going to keep
I'm
going.
not done yet.
It's all the Jenna show.
Don't stop it. If you order more than $25, you have free shipping. So check it out. Yeah, Mike pays for it.
That's it.